Come closer. I'm about to give you the secret sauce to growing your YouTube channel in 2022. If you're eager to grow your YouTube channel this year, but don't even know where to start, then stay tuned because this is the video for you. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Taylor. I am a YouTube marketing strategist and the founder of Create and Elevate, which is a digital marketing agency that helps entrepreneurs, content creators, and influencers grow and monetize their YouTube channels. So if that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss a single upload. All right, let's get into the juice. When it comes to growing a YouTube channel, everyone is looking for that one way or that one magic formula that's gonna launch their channel into growth and success. But the truth is that doesn't really exist. The secret to growth on any platform really comes down to one really simple rule, and that is consistency. And don't get me wrong, there are other things you can do to help you reach your goals faster or see more growth on your YouTube channel sooner, and I'm gonna share those with you today. So here are a few tips to help you grow your YouTube channel this year. So tip number one is have a clear brand. If your messaging isn't clear or consistent, people are less likely to subscribe. So for example, my brand is all about YouTube strategy and YouTube channel management for creators, entrepreneurs, and influencers alike. So you're not gonna see me sharing a fitness routine on this channel or a get ready with me, for example. You're probably gonna see a lot of stuff about YouTube strategy, how to grow your YouTube channel, how to turn it into a passive income for yourself. A lot of people who are diving into creating a YouTube channel and launching their careers on YouTube or furthering their careers on YouTube, they are kind of shooting in the dark. They've never been in that situation before. They're not really sure what it's supposed to look like. What is the benchmarker for success? And as a YouTube strategist, I'm here to help guide you and show you what that looks like and show you how awesome you're doing, because in my experience, a lot of people kind of don't give themselves enough credit, and I find that a lot of YouTube creators get stuck in comparison, comparing themselves to other creators and other channels, and they don't really understand how amazing they're doing and how much they're thriving on YouTube. So I'm here to show you that you are killing it more than you think. So when it comes to having a clear brand, make sure that you have a clear set of colors and fonts and stick to them. Don't go outside of the bounds and choose Montserrat but start using like Times New Roman or Allegra or whatever. No. You're gonna choose your font pairings and your colors from the start. What is my brand gonna look like? What is it gonna feel like? Once you settle on that, you're gonna stick to it. Don't start creating YouTube thumbnails that have completely different colors and fonts and designs, because it's confusing for your audience and it's really hard for people to remember you and kind of associate you with a certain branding if your branding is not clear. So keep it consistent, keep it clear, and you're gonna become more memorable. People are going to notice you a lot more and say, oh my gosh, that's a Create and Elevate thumbnail. I love Create and Elevate. I'm gonna click on that video and watch it. Versus if I'm just like changing the colors and the fonts all the time, people might not even realize that they're looking at my thumbnail when they're just like mindlessly scrolling through their homepage, and then they might be less likely to click on a video that they would have clicked on if they knew that the branding was mine. The same thing goes for your YouTube banner. Your YouTube banner is like a first impression to your audience, so make sure it stands out. And a tip that I have for this is when it comes to creating banners, the more simple it is, the better. I would rather see a banner that is simple, has a lot of clear contrast to it, than something that's just very chaotic and just has a lot going on the page. So the simpler the design, the better. When you have a simple, clear contrast, your banner is easier to read, easier to absorb, and just easier to understand. People aren't gonna spend a lot of time reading your banner anyways. It's kind of just like a, here's my channel. This is what it's about. So make sure you are really keeping it super simple, super minimal, but still your brand. Don't change those colors or fonts. Keep them the same, okay? So my next tip when it comes to having a clear brand is when you're thinking about what type of content that you want to create for the year, off the bat, create 3 to 5 targeted playlists that you plan on filling with content throughout the year. Not only are playlists really SEO friendly, but it helps in providing a lot of value to your viewer in a place that is super easy and convenient for them. This is a really underestimated tip, but a very powerful one. So I highly recommend you get to creating those playlists because I promise you it's gonna help with your growth this year. And lastly, when it comes to having a clear brand on YouTube, a lot of people get bogged down on only creating content that is viral or gonna give them growth, and just everyone's all about growth. Like, I want more subscribers, that means more money. More subscribers does not mean more money. What you want is an audience that is engaged. So you can have a smaller, super engaged audience and you could be making more money than someone with like millions of subscribers and not an engaged audience at all. So the way that you need to do this is focus on creating 2 tiers of content. These 2 tiers are both needed to succeed on YouTube. So you have your growth content. This is your content that's meant to go viral. It appeals to a wider audience. It gets the most views on your page. It results in, tons of new subscribers. That content is very essential and very important, but there's a whole second tier to this that not a lot of people focus on, and I like to call that the nurture level. So this is another style of content that you create for your subscribers, your fan base only, that is super niche. It doesn't appeal to as wide of an audience, and it probably won't perform as well because it's not meant to be growth content. It's meant to nurture the subscribers that you already have. It's not meant to appeal to millions of people and bring in new subbies. No. This is about providing more specific personal value in your niche to your current subscribers, something that they're gonna soak in and be like, wow, that was so valuable. I'm so glad that that person shared that. So when you're creating your content for YouTube this year, don't forget about your subbies. Nurture them like they're your children. All right, now let's move on to tip number 2. And you've probably heard this tip before, but it's probably the most important tip. So tip number 2 is to set SMART goals. I feel like SpongeBob Rainbow over here right now. Thank you, retail, for this nugget of wisdom, and corporate. If you work in corporate or retail, you've probably heard of the term SMART goals before and you're probably rolling your eyes, but trust me, you are actually gonna enjoy doing these SMART goals and you're probably going to see a lot of great results from doing so. So if you don't know what SMART goals are, SMART is basically an acronym for a goal that you write that contains all of the components in the acronym SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So for example, if for the full year, I want to earn 1,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of 2022, I'm gonna need to earn 250 subscribers every quarter. So by posting 2 times a week, let's say on Wednesdays and Sundays at 10 a.m., I'm gonna reach that goal, or at least work towards reaching that goal. So that goal is really specific. I mentioned like 3 different things, like, okay, this is how many subscribers I wanna earn by the end of the year. So each quarter and each month and like basically each week, this is what I have to do in order to work towards that big attainable goal. It's measurable because I have a number, 1,000. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers. That is my goal for this year. If you're not already, please subscribe to this channel if you are enjoying this content and see lots of value from it. So anyways, it's measurable. Is it attainable? Yes, it is. I would say that that is a really realistic goal to work towards. If it was like 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, is that really realistic? No, it is not. So ensuring that when you're choosing goals, choosing something that is actually realistic and attainable is really half the battle. And then the next one, R, relevant. Is it relevant? Yeah, I want to grow my YouTube channel so that I can monetize it, so that I can grow passive income and secure new clients and provide a resource for current clients that may have questions for me or may want further guidance beyond what we're working on together. So that is sort of the purpose for wanting to grow my subscriber base. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours in order to monetize your YouTube channel, which is why I specifically chose 1,000 subscribers. And now onto the last part, time-based. There is an expiration date. That is the most important part of goal setting, is there needs to be an expiration date so that you can check in while you're headed towards that goal to know, am I on the right track? Do I need to reassess? Am I ahead of my sort of projected time to reach that goal? So when it comes to setting goals, you really want to make sure that you're setting an expiration date for yourself. Mine is December 31st, 2022. So that once that time sort of expires, you can kind of reevaluate and see, did I reach that goal? Yay! Or was I close to that goal? Yay! Or did you fall off track? Chances are, if you made this whole plan, you probably are really close to reaching that goal, because when you don't set an expiration date for yourself on your goals, you're kind of just like wading through time and space, and there's not really any like structure or discipline or motivation or drive to sort of work towards that goal, because you could just do it whenever. So chances are you're gonna really delay on working towards that goal, or you're gonna be really inconsistent, which is really gonna negatively affect the results of hitting that goal in a reasonable amount of time, or you're just never gonna get there. You're just gonna prolong it and procrastinate it and never even start trying to reach that goal, which is why setting deadlines for yourself is super, super important when it comes to growing on YouTube and just being your own boss in general. Think of it like you're working a corporate job, but for yourself, doing something cool and fun. And you don't need to spend a lot of time doing this either. Sit down for 1 to 2 hours on a weekend, snuggle up with some coffee or some hot cocoa or tea, whatever cozy, comforting beverage you have of your choice, and grab a pen and paper and plan, what do you want this year to look like for yourself? This is also a great time to reflect back on the year that you had. What were some successes that you had? What challenges did you overcome? Sitting down at the end or the beginning of a new year is a really great time to just do a really big reset and set yourself up for a really successful year. And my third tip, which as I said earlier in this video, is probably the most important, is consistency is key. As hard as it is to do, the YouTube algorithm favors consistency, and this all comes back to goal setting. When you set your goals, it makes it easier to be consistent because you know what you're working towards. You don't feel like lost in the sauce, like you're like navigating in the darkness, like what am I even doing this for? No, you have a focus, you know exactly why you're doing this, and that makes it so much easier to be consistent. And another thing to remember is that consistency looks completely different for everyone. If you are already working a full-time job and you're doing YouTube on the side, trying to grow a passive income, you're not gonna be wanting to post like 2 times a week. That's probably gonna be way too much. You're gonna wanna make sure that when you choose your uploading schedule, that it's consistent for you and your lifestyle, that it's something that you can sustain for a long period of time, ideally for a full year. If you sort of set yourself up for posting 2 times a week and the YouTube algorithm gets used to you posting 2 times a week, and then all of a sudden you take 3 weeks off and start posting like once a week or once every other week, the YouTube algorithm is gonna kind of take a little dip. If they're gonna stop recommending your videos as often, your views are gonna go down, your engagement might go down, and your growth might be slowed. It might be a lot more challenging to build that up once you've sort of broken the consistency and the predictability that the YouTube algorithm has gotten used to expecting from you. So if you know that you can't keep up with posting 2 times a week all year, post once a week, post once every other week, but make sure it's a plan that is consistent for you so that the YouTube algorithm knows you, they can predict when you're going to be posting, and they know that you're posting consistently. Another thing that's really challenging when it comes to posting consistently on YouTube is that our lives are a roller coaster. Like, we are constantly going through up and down points. points of busyness and craziness, and then sort of lulls of, more quiet periods where we can get more things done. So my 2 biggest tips when it comes to helping you stay on track on YouTube, even in the busy seasons of your life, is to, number 1, batch record as much as you can to help you stay on track. I'm batch recording today. These videos are going live in January, and it is like December 5th or something. It's not December 5th, but it's like early December. And I'm wearing this shirt today, recording this video for you, and once this is done, I'm gonna go put a different shirt on and record another video. So whenever you can, try and batch record your YouTube videos in advance as much as possible. Don't sort of get caught in the sort of hamster wheel of filming the week of or the week before and like scrambling to get your video live that week. Try and set yourself up for success, and if you have to take some time away from YouTube before you show up to be able to sort of give yourself a head start of batch recording, that's okay. Do that. But batch recording is really going to save you, especially in those seasons of life when things just get too busy to keep up with on a week-to-week basis. And my last tip when it comes to being consistent on YouTube is to keep a running list of YouTube video ideas for those moments when you're not feeling very creative, or you're feeling more burnt out, or you kind of have a little bit of writer's block, because that is going to be a lifesaver when it comes to those period of time. Why is that so hard to say? Periods of time. Because we're not always creative 100% of the time. We don't always have fire ideas all the time. Obviously, growth is not linear. It's kind of like an up and down path, but a way that it was visualized to me in a way that made the most sense and a way that I really enjoyed was thinking about growth as breathing. When you breathe in, your lungs expand, and you're growing and you're growing and you're growing, and then you kind of hit the maximum where you can't breathe in anymore. Your lungs can only expand so much. So then when you breathe out, your lungs sort of depress, and that is sort of your rest stage, your stage of where you have to kind of like take it a little bit more easy. Maybe you're not feeling as creative, maybe you're plateauing a little bit. So thinking about growth as sort of a breathing. When you're breathing in, you're expanding and you're growing, but you kind of hit a wall. You can't be infinitely breathing in. Like, that would be amazing if we could be growing all the time, 100% of the time, but that's not how it works. So being prepared for those moments where you're not going to feel as creative, you're going to need a little bit more rest, or just things are getting a little bit more crazy, having a list of ideas to pull from in those moments is, once again, a lifesaver. And ultimately, this journey looks different for everyone. When it comes to growing a YouTube channel, there's so many exciting and amazing moments, like when you're first starting and you're planning out your first few pieces of content, or when you hit your first goal. But growing a YouTube channel doesn't come without its challenges and bad days. So whenever you're feeling discouraged, just remember that there's an audience for everyone. Just remember to stay the path, be consistent, and I promise you will see the results and growth that you've been yearning for. All right, folks, that's all I have for you today. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on those notifications so that you don't miss a single upload. Also, leave a comment down below letting me know what your 2022 goals are for your YouTube channel. I'm really curious to see what you're striving for this year, and I also want to cheer you on in the process. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!